She posted on LinkedIn, "So grateful my boyfriend connected me with his mentor. Just accepted an amazing job offer." Then she blocked me on everything. I congratulated her publicly, then sent my mentor the screenshots of her messages about playing me for connections. When her new boss, who was friends with my mentor, called her in on her second day, I, 29 male, met Vanessa, 27, about 8 months ago at a networking event. She worked in marketing, I'm in tech consulting. We hit it off, started dating pretty quickly. Things felt good, you know? She was ambitious, driven, fun to be around, or so I thought. About 4 months in, she started asking about my work. Not casual "how was your day" stuff, but specific questions. Who do I work with? What projects? Who are the big players in my firm? I didn't think much of it. She said she wanted to transition from agency marketing to corporate tech marketing, wanted to understand the landscape. Then came the requests. "Babe, think you could introduce me to some people in your network? Just informational interviews, nothing serious." Sure, why not? I'm not a gatekeeper. I connected her with a few colleagues. She'd meet them for coffee, pick their brains, send thank you notes. Seemed normal enough. But then she started asking about Gregory. My mentor. Gregory's kind of a legend in our industry. VP of strategy at a major tech firm, 20 years experience, knows everyone worth knowing. He'd taken me under his wing 3 years ago when I was just starting out, still meets with me monthly for coffee and advice. Guy changed my career trajectory completely. "Do you think Gregory would meet with me?" Vanessa asked one night. "I saw that opening at his company for senior marketing manager. It's literally perfect for me." I hesitated, not because I didn't want to help, but because asking Gregory for favors felt significant. He's helped me so much already. "Let me feel it out," I told her. She smiled, kissed my cheek. "You're the best. This could really change my career." Week later, I brought it up with Gregory over our regular coffee. Casual, no pressure. "Hey, my girlfriend's looking to break into tech marketing. She's got solid agency experience. Would you be open to a quick chat with her? No obligations." Gregory's a good dude. "Sure, send me her LinkedIn. If she's qualified, I'll pass her info to the hiring manager. Can't promise anything, but I'll put in a word." That word from Gregory? That's gold. I knew it. Vanessa knew it. I made the introduction via email, professional, brief. Vanessa and Gregory grabbed coffee 2 weeks later. She texted me after, "OMG, he's amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Interview scheduled for next week." Over the next month, she went through 4 rounds of interviews. She'd come back to my place after each one. We'd debrief. I'd help her prep for the next round. I was genuinely excited for her. Relationship felt solid. We were talking about maybe moving in together by the end of the year. Then, last Monday happened. I'm scrolling LinkedIn during lunch, and there it is, her post. "So incredibly grateful to be starting my new role as senior marketing manager next week. Special thanks to my amazing boyfriend for connecting me with his mentor, Gregory Walsh. Your guidance and recommendation meant the world. Can't wait to start this new chapter. Blessed, career growth, grateful." The post had like 200 likes already. Comments from her friends, former colleagues, everyone congratulating her. I smiled, left a comment, "So proud of you." Then I tried to message her. We had dinner plans that night to celebrate. Message wouldn't send. Checked Facebook, blocked. Instagram, blocked. WhatsApp, blocked. Phone number, straight to a message. "The person you're trying to reach is not accepting calls." What the actual hell? I sat there in my office staring at my phone. 8 months. Helped her get her dream job. She thanked me publicly on LinkedIn while simultaneously blocking me everywhere else. The betrayal hit different. Not anger yet, just confusion, and this cold, sinking feeling. Spent the rest of the day in a fog. Got home, poured a drink, tried to make sense of it. Then I remembered something. A few months back, Vanessa left her laptop open at my place. She'd asked me to check if she got an email from a client while she was in the shower. I'd seen her messages app was open. Normally wouldn't snoop, but one conversation caught my eye. Her friend Becca. At the time, I'd dismissed it. Convinced myself I'd misread it. But now, I went through my phone. I'd screenshot it actually. Felt gross at the time, but something told me to keep it. The messages. Vanessa. "Okay, so the boyfriend situation is working perfectly. He just introduced me to Gregory Walsh." The Gregory Walsh, holy shit, V. Right? Coffee meeting next week. If I can get the job, I'm so done with Alex. He's nice, but like, boring? And not even that successful yet. Gregory's the real catch, but he's married, lol. You're terrible. What if Alex finds out? He won't. He's too trusting. Plus, I'm playing it perfect. Super supportive girlfriend. Always interested in his work. He eats it up. Just don't blow it before you get the job. Please, I've got this. Once I'm in at his company, I don't need Alex anymore. Might keep him around till I start just in case, but after that? I'd convinced myself I'd misunderstood. That it was just drunk talk between friends. Exaggerated venting. People say stuff they don't mean, except she'd meant every word. I stared at those screenshots for probably 20 minutes. Then I opened LinkedIn and left a reply to her post. Congratulations, Vanessa. Wishing you all the best in your new role. You've worked so hard for this opportunity. Professional, gracious, public. Then I opened a new message to Gregory. Me. Hey Gregory, hope you're well. Need to share something uncomfortable with you. It's about Vanessa. I attached the screenshots, added some context about how I discovered them, the timeline of our relationship, and what happened today with the blocking. Me. I'm not asking you to do anything, just thought you should know who you recommended to your company. She used our relationship to get access to you, and apparently played me the whole time. I feel like an idiot for not seeing it sooner. Sorry if this puts you in an awkward position. Sent it, closed my laptop, tried to sleep. Couldn't. Update 1. Gregory called me the next morning, Tuesday. I was still in bed, hadn't slept much. Alex, Jesus, I'm so sorry. His voice had that tone, disappointed, almost protective. Made me feel like I was his kid getting bullied at school. It's not your fault, I said. I should have seen it coming. No, you shouldn't have to. You tried to help your girlfriend. That's what decent people do. He paused. Those messages, that's calculating. I've seen ambitious, but that's something else. Yeah. Look, I need to tell you something. I forwarded your message to Derek. Derek Paulson, the CEO of Gregory's company. Also, Gregory's college roommate and one of his closest friends for 30 years. My stomach dropped. Gregory, I didn't ask you to. I know, but Derek needed to see it. She starts Monday. He's her boss's boss. This isn't about revenge, Alex. This is about character. We hire for culture fit as much as skills. Someone who manipulates relationships like that, who uses people as stepping stones, that's not who we want. I didn't know what to say. Derek's calling her in this Friday, Gregory continued. Day before she starts. HR will be present. They're going to address it directly. I don't know what'll happen. Could be a warning, could be a rescinded offer. That's Derek's call. But you deserve to know. I appreciate it. I really do. And Alex, none of this reflects poorly on you. You got played by someone who's clearly very good at it. Don't beat yourself up. We hung up. I felt weird. Validated, but also guilty, like I'd tattled, but also angry. She'd used me, discarded me, and I was supposed to just take it? No. Friday afternoon, I got a text from an unknown number. Unknown? What the fuck did you do? Had to be Vanessa. New number, probably. Unknown. You sent those messages to Gregory? Are you fucking kidding me? You're such a pathetic little man. You can't even let me have this? They're making me sign some bullshit behavioral agreement, or they'll pull my offer. Do you have any idea what you've done? I worked so hard for this, and you're trying to take it from me because your ego is hurt? Unknown. Everyone was right about you. Controlling. Insecure. Can't handle your girlfriend being more successful. The messages kept coming. 12 total. Each one more unhinged than the last. I screenshot them all. Didn't respond. Blocked the number. Saturday morning, different unknown number. Unknown. This is Becca. You need to fix this. You're ruining Vanessa's life over some stupid joke messages. Grow up. Ah, Becca, the friend she'd confided her whole scheme to. Me, Becca. The messages weren't a joke. She admitted she was using me for connections and planning to dump me once she got the job. Which she did. I shared the truth with the person she manipulated. That's not ruining her life, that's showing consequences. Beck, she was just venting. Girls talk shit about their boyfriends all the time. You can't even take a joke. She blocked me on everything the same day she started her new job. After publicly thanking me, explained the joke to me. Becca, because she knew you'd be weird and possessive about her success. She was protecting herself. The mental gymnastics were impressive. Me tell Vanessa to stop contacting me. We're done. She got what she wanted, the job. The consequences of how she got it are her problem now. Blocked Becca too. Sunday I got an email. Not from Vanessa, from her mom. Donna. Subject: very disappointed in you. The email was something else. Called me vindictive, jealous, threatened to tell everyone what kind of person I really am. Said Vanessa was devastated and questioning whether the job is even worth it now. I replied once, Donna, I don't know what Vanessa told you, but she used our relationship to gain access to my mentor for professional advancement, then blocked me on every platform the day she announced her new job. I have screenshots of messages where she admitted to playing me and planning to leave once she got what she needed. I shared those messages with my mentor because he deserved to know who he recommended. Whatever consequences she's facing now are the result of her own actions. Please don't contact me again. Didn't hear back. Update 2, Monday rolled around. Vanessa's first day at her new job. I tried not to think about it. Went to work, focused on my projects. But I couldn't shake the anxiety. Part of me wondered if I'd gone too far, if I'd torpedoed her career out of spite. But then I'd remember those messages, the calculated manipulation, the public thank you while blocking me everywhere, the complete lack of remorse. No, she'd made her choices. Tuesday afternoon, Gregory texted me, coffee tomorrow? My treat. Wednesday morning, we met at our usual spot. How are you holding up? He asked. Honestly, I don't know. I feel justified but also kind of shitty. That's called having a conscience. It's a good thing. He stirred his coffee. Want to know what happened? I nodded. Derek called her on Friday, like I said. HR was there. They showed her the screenshots, asked if they were real. She tried to deny it at first, said it was fake, doctored, whatever. Then she said it was just venting, taken out of context. Let me guess. They didn't buy it. Derek told her they hire based on integrity as much as skill. Said using a relationship to manipulate access to leadership, then discarding that person, shows a fundamental character issue. They gave her two options: sign a behavioral agreement with a 3-month probationary period, or decline the offer. She signed. But here's the thing. She's pissed. Been making comments around the office about how unfair it is, how her ex couldn't handle her success. Some people are sympathetic, others, he shrugged, others see through it. Great, so now I'm the villain in her story. To some people maybe, but Alex, here's what matters. You told the truth. You didn't embellish, didn't exaggerate. You showed proof of what actually happened. That's not being vindictive, that's being honest. I wanted to believe him. There's something else, Gregory said. Monday afternoon she tried to add me on LinkedIn with a message. You're kidding. Wish I was. Said she hoped we could still have a professional relationship and that she'd love to grab coffee sometime to discuss strategy. The audacity made me laugh. Genuinely laugh. She really thinks she can still network her way up using whoever she can access. Derek was copied on the LinkedIn message. She doesn't know we share an account system for compliance. He declined her connection request and forwarded it to HR as documentation. So what now? Now, she does her job. She's on thin ice, but if she performs and keeps her head down, she'll be fine. But any more stunts like this, she's gone. I nodded slowly. It wasn't the dramatic comeuppance part of me wanted, but it was real consequences. Professional accountability. Thanks for telling me. And for everything. You did the right thing, Gregory said firmly. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That afternoon I got another message, this time from Vanessa's brother, Todd. Didn't even know she had a brother. Yo dude, my sister told me what happened. That's messed up what you did. You mean sharing proof that she manipulated me for career advancement? She was just trying to get ahead, man. You're acting like she killed someone. It's business. It's not business when you pretend to care about someone to use their connections. That's called manipulation. Everyone uses connections. That's how the world works. You're just mad she didn't need you anymore. She's free to use connections. What she's not free to do is lie about her intentions, use someone emotionally, then discard them and expect no consequences. Whatever, man, you're a petty asshole. She dodged a bullet. Blocked. The pattern was clear. In their minds, I was the bad guy, not the person who got used. not the person who got blocked after helping. I was the vindictive ex who couldn't handle his girlfriend's success. Thursday, I made the mistake of checking LinkedIn. Vanessa had posted again. Starting a new role comes with unexpected challenges. Sometimes people from your past can't handle your growth and will try to sabotage your success, but I'm choosing to rise above it and focus on the incredible opportunity ahead. To everyone who's supported me, thank you. To those who haven't, your negativity says more about you than it does about me. Positive vibes rise above new beginnings. The comments were mixed, lots of "you go girl" and "don't let the haters win," but also a few "what happened" in context. One comment stood out. From Derek's executive assistant, "Wishing you success in your new role, Vanessa. Remember, integrity and professionalism are the foundations of any great career." The polite corporate shade was beautiful. I didn't comment, didn't react, just logged off. Final update. It's been 6 weeks since everything blew up. Figured I'd give a final update since people have been messaging asking what happened. First, the professional stuff. Vanessa's still at the company, made it through her probation apparently. Gregory says she keeps her head down, does decent work, but hasn't made any real connections with the team. People are polite, but distant. Word got around about what happened. Not from me or Gregory, but you know how offices are. Someone tells someone who tells someone. She's professionally isolated herself. The very connections she schemed to get, she can't leverage them because nobody trusts her. Derek apparently had a team meeting where he talked about values and integrity without naming names, but everyone knew. The message was clear: we don't play those games here. As for me, I'm doing okay. Not great, not terrible, just okay. The hardest part wasn't the betrayal itself, it was realizing how long I'd been played. 8 months. 8 months of thinking we had something real while she was just waiting to level up and bounce. That messes with your head. Told my therapist everything. She said something that stuck. Sometimes the trash takes itself out. Your only job is to not go digging through the dumpster afterward. Good advice. Socially, it's been mixed. Couple of mutual friends reached out saying they didn't want to take sides, but also couldn't believe what she did. Translation: they believe me, but don't want to deal with her drama. One friend, Jason, straight up told me, "Dude, we all thought she was using you. We just didn't want to say it because you seemed happy." Cool. Would have been nice to know 8 months ago, but sure. My family was more direct. Mom called her a social climber with the morals of a used car salesman. Dad just said, "You're better off, son. Someone who treats relationships like business transactions isn't someone you build a life with." The blocking everywhere thing still stings. Not because I want her back, but because it was so calculated. She knew exactly what she was doing. Get the job, publicly thank me for LinkedIn clout, then disappear before I could respond or question anything. If she'd just broken up with me normally, "Hey, this isn't working out, I need to focus on my career." Fine. Would have hurt, but I'd respect it. But the scheming, the using, the complete lack of remorse, that's what gets me. Last week I ran into Becca at a coffee shop. She saw me, rolled her eyes, and walked out. Guess I'm still the villain in their story. Honestly, I'm okay with that. Better to be painted as the bad guy by toxic people than to be complicit in their games. As for dating, not ready yet, maybe in a few months. Right now, I'm just focusing on work, hanging with actual friends, and trying not to be cynical about relationships. Gregory and I still meet monthly. He apologized again last week, said he felt responsible for introducing someone like that into his company. I told him to stop. He was doing me a favor. Neither of us could have known. You know what the worst part is? I told him. I genuinely wanted her to succeed. I was proud of her, and she saw that as weakness to exploit. That's not weakness, he said. That's called being a decent person. Don't let her twist that into something ugly. I'm trying not to. Someone asked in the DMs if I regret sending the screenshots to Gregory. Honest answer? No. Not because I wanted revenge. Not because I wanted her to fail. But because Gregory deserved to know who he was vouching for. His reputation was on the line. If she'd burned him later, that's on me for staying silent. And yeah, part of me wanted her to face consequences. I'm human. Sue me. But I didn't sabotage her. I didn't lie. I didn't exaggerate. I just showed the truth. She still has the job. She still got what she schemed for. She just had to sign a paper saying she'd act with integrity going forward. The horror. Look, I'm not pretending I'm some hero here. I'm just a guy who got played, had proof, and decided the person who helped me get played deserved to know. If that makes me petty, fine. I'll be petty with my self-respect intact. Final thought. If your relationship feels transactional, if you're wondering whether someone actually cares about you or just what you can do for them, trust that feeling. I ignored mine, convinced myself I was being paranoid or insecure. I wasn't, and you probably aren't either. That's it. That's the story. Thanks for following along, for the support, for calling out the BS when people tried to gaslight me in the comments. I'm closing this chapter now. Time to move forward. And Vanessa, if you're reading this, and something tells me you are, I hope the job was worth it. I really do. Because you lost the ability to form genuine connections the moment you started treating people like stepping stones. Good luck with that. She said during couples therapy, I'm only here because I want the house and the divorce. My lawyer said this looks good. I stayed calm. Good to know. Then I stopped the session, called my attorney, and had divorce papers drafted using her recorded confession. When her lawyer heard the therapist was willing to testify, I, 37 male, recorded my wife, admitting she's faking couples therapy to steal my house. Her lawyer's reaction was priceless. We'd been in couples therapy for 6 weeks. Dr. Philip Morrison, decent guy, expensive office downtown. $280 per session. Valerie, 35, suggested it after I caught her texting her work husband Trevor at 2 a.m. Nothing physical happened, allegedly, but the emotional affair was obvious. I agreed to therapy because 14 years of marriage deserved the effort. Session 7 started normal. Dr. Morrison asked about our communication patterns. Valerie gave her usual performance, tears, hand gestures, the works. Derek just doesn't hear me anymore. I'd been quieter than usual that day. Something felt off. The way she kept checking her phone between responses, how she'd smile slightly when Dr. Morrison wrote notes. Then it happened. Dr. Morrison stepped out to grab water, said he'd be back in 2 minutes. Valerie immediately pulled out her phone. Yeah, we're almost done, she said to whoever answered. No, he's buying it completely. Miss Hartley said 6 more sessions should be enough to show I tried everything. Pause. She laughed. Oh, I'm definitely getting the house. Hartley said the judge loves when one spouse makes genuine effort while the other just sits there like a bump on a log. Derek's too stupid to realize what's happening. My blood went cold, but I kept my face neutral. Pulled out my phone slowly, opened the voice recorder app. Hit record. Valerie continued. I don't even care about fixing anything. Trevor and I have plans once this is done, but I need the equity from the house first. That's like $340. Plus alimony for at least 5 years since I went part-time for his career. She basically spat the last part. Hartley said showing up to therapy while he acts distant and uncommunicative makes him look like the problem. The therapist's notes will back me up in court. It's perfect. Dr. Morrison's footsteps in the hallway. Valerie quickly said, Gotta go, he's coming back, and pocketed her phone. Dr. Morrison walked in with his water, sat down. Okay, where were we? I stood up. Actually, I think we're done here. Valerie blinked. What? Derek, sit down. We're in the middle of, Dr. Morrison, I need to ask you something. Are your session notes considered legal documents that can be subpoenaed in divorce proceedings? He looked confused. Well, yes, potentially. Why? Because my wife just admitted she's only attending therapy to make me look bad for our divorce. She's planning to use your notes to claim she tried to save the marriage while I refused to engage. Valerie's face went white. That's not, you can't just. I pulled out my phone, hit play. Her voice filled the room. Judge loves when one spouse makes genuine effort while the other just sits there like a bump on a log. Derek's too stupid to realize what's happening. The color drained from her face completely now. Dr. Morrison sat back in his chair. Mrs. Reeves, is this true? I was venting. That's taken out of context. The context, I said calmly, is that you've been lying to both of us for 6 weeks. Dr. Morrison, I'm terminating our therapy effective immediately. I'll need documentation of today's session, including what just occurred. Derek, you can't. Valerie started. Actually, I can. Dr. Morrison, can I get that documentation within the week? He looked between us, professional mask slipping slightly. Mr. Reeves, I can provide a summary of our sessions, but regarding what just happened, I'll need to consult with your ethics board. Please do. I'm sure they'd love to hear about a client using therapy as a legal weapon. Valerie grabbed her purse. You're being ridiculous. This is why we need therapy. You overreact to everything. I'm going to call my lawyer now. You might want to call yours and explain what happened. I walked out, got to my car, hands shaking now, adrenaline hitting. But I made the call. Garrison Law Offices. I need to speak with Mr. Garrison. It's Derek Reeves. Emergency. 2 hours later, I was in Leonard Garrison's office. He's a pit bull in a suit. Expensive, but worth it. I'd consulted him months ago when things started getting weird with Valerie. He listened to the recording 3 times. Derek, this is incredible. She literally confessed to fraud. Can we use it? In our state? Absolutely. One-party consent for recordings. Plus, she made these statements in a quasi-medical setting she was actively misusing. Any halfway decent judge will allow this. What about the house? He leaned back. The house is marital property. She'd normally have a claim regardless. But this recording shows malicious intent and deception, combined with the therapist potentially testifying about the manipulation. He smiled. Sharks have friendlier smiles. We can make her life very difficult. Make the call. File for divorce. I want her out. Give me 48 hours. Update 1. Papers were served Tuesday morning. I was at work. Valerie called 19 times in 2 hours. Didn't answer. Finally got a text. We need to talk. This is insane. I'm coming home early. I'd already moved into the guest bedroom and changed the Wi-Fi password over the weekend. Small, petty victories. She got home at 3 p.m. I was in the kitchen making coffee. Derek, what the hell is this? Waving the divorce papers. Legal documents. You're familiar with those. You can't just file for divorce without talking to me. Why not? You spent 6 weeks lying to me in therapy without talking to me. That recording is illegal, Miss Hartley said. Miss Hartley is wrong. One-party consent state. The recording is perfectly legal. Also, Dr. Morrison is willing to provide a sworn statement about what happened. She went pale again. He can't do that. Therapist-client privilege doesn't apply when a client admits to actively defrauding the therapeutic process. Garrison already confirmed it with Dr. Morrison's legal team. This is vindictive. We can work through this. I just looked at her. Valerie, you called me stupid. You said I was too dumb to realize you were manipulating me. You planned to take everything and run off with Trevor. What exactly are we working through? I didn't mean those things. I was upset. You were calculating. There's a difference. Her face hardened. The mask dropped. Fine. You want to play it this way? Miss Hartley is the best divorce attorney in the city. You're going to regret this. Maybe, but you're going to regret that phone call more. She grabbed her phone, went into our bedroom, slammed the door. Heard her screaming at someone for the next 30 minutes. Wednesday morning, got an email from Garrison. Valerie's lawyer requested a meeting, emergency conference call scheduled for Friday. Friday came. Conference call at 2 p.m. Me, Garrison, Valerie, and Miss Hartley on the line. Miss Hartley started immediately. Mr. Garrison, this filing is premature and inflammatory. Your client ambushed mine with... My client recorded his wife admitting to therapeutic fraud for financial gain. Would you like to hear it again? Silence. Furthermore, Garrison continued, Dr. Morrison has agreed to provide testimony regarding the manipulation of his professional services. The state board is also reviewing Mrs. Reeves's conduct. That's... Miss Hartley's voice was tight. That recording was obtained under duress. Duress? She was sitting in a therapist's office making phone calls about legal strategy. That's the opposite of duress. My client is willing to negotiate. No negotiation, I cut in. She gets half the savings, her car, her personal belongings. I keep the house. No alimony. Valerie's voice exploded through the phone. Half the savings? That house has $340,000 in equity. I'm entitled to. You're entitled to nothing after committing fraud, Garrison said smoothly. But we're feeling generous. Take the offer, or we go to court with the recording and Dr. Morrison's testimony. Your choice. Long silence. Miss Hartley spoke quietly. We'll need time to discuss. You have until Monday. After that, the offer expires and we pursue full sanctions. The call ended. That night, Valerie tried a different approach. Knocked on the guest room door around 11 p.m. Derek, can we please talk? I opened it. She was in pajamas, makeup off, trying to look vulnerable. This is crazy. We can fix this. I'll drop the house claim. We'll do real therapy, please. No, Derek, I made a mistake, a big one. But 14 years. 14 years where you called me stupid behind my back. 14 years where you planned to rob me blind. No thanks. I never cheated. Trevor and I never. Don't care. The emotional betrayal is enough. Plus the legal scheming. Pack your stuff, Valerie. You're done here. Her face shifted again. Vulnerability gone, replaced by cold fury. You're going to regret this. Miss Hartley has strategies you can't even imagine. Looking forward to it, she turned and left. Heard her making calls until 3 a.m. Update 2. Valerie didn't take the offer. Shocking, absolutely no one. Instead, things escalated fast. Monday morning, got a call from my boss. Derek, we need to talk. HR received a complaint. My stomach dropped. What kind of complaint? Anonymous. Claims you've been making inappropriate comments about your spouse at work, creating a hostile environment for women in the office. That's complete garbage. I barely talk about my personal life here. I know, which is why HR dismissed it already, but I wanted to give you a heads up. Someone's trying to mess with you. Valerie? Had to be. Tuesday, my credit card got declined at lunch. Called the bank. Someone had reported the card stolen and requested a replacement. They froze my account pending verification. Got it sorted in an hour, but the message was clear. She was going scorched earth. Wednesday brought the real prize. Got served with a restraining order petition. Valerie claimed I'd been verbally aggressive and she felt unsafe in the home. Garrison was pissed. This is retaliation, pure and simple. Can she actually get a restraining order? Not with that recording, but we need to respond formally. Court date is Friday. Emergency hearing Friday at 9 a.m., small courtroom. Judge Patricia Holloway presiding. She looked tired already. Miss Hartley started. Your Honor, my client has been subjected to threatening behavior from her soon-to-be ex-husband. She's afraid to remain in the marital home. What threatening behavior? Judge Holloway asked. Verbal aggression, intimidation tactics, recording her without consent. The recording was legal, Garrison interrupted. One-party consent state, and we have the audio of Mrs. Reeves admitting to defrauding the court system. Judge Holloway's eyebrows went up. Play it. Garrison played the recording. The whole thing. Valerie's voice filled the courtroom. Derek's too stupid to realize what's happening. I'm definitely getting the house. Plus alimony for at least 5 years. Judge Holloway's expression didn't change, but her eyes got harder. Miss Hartley, your client admitted to manipulating therapy for litigation advantage? That was taken out of context, Your Honor. She was venting frustrations. She was planning legal strategy based on deceiving a medical professional, and now she wants a restraining order against the husband she was planning to defraud. Your Honor, my client feels unsafe. Petition denied. Mrs. Reeves, if you're afraid to be in the home, you're welcome to leave. Mr. Reeves, file for exclusive use of the property. We'll address it in the divorce proceedings. Valerie actually gasped. Miss Hartley looked like she'd been slapped. But Your Honor. Denied. Next case. Outside the courtroom, Valerie tried to corner me. Derek, please, this is getting out of hand. You filed a false restraining order. I was scared. You were tactical. Didn't work. Miss Hartley pulled her away, whispering furiously. That night, Garrison called. Good news. Dr. Morrison officially agreed to testify. His statement is damning. Says Valerie's behavior constitutes clear misuse of therapeutic services. What does that mean for the house? Judge Holloway already doesn't like her. We're filing for exclusive use tomorrow. Between the recording, the frivolous restraining order, and Dr. Morrison's testimony, I'd say 80% chance you keep the house. Only 80%. It's still marital property, but her conduct could disqualify her from equity. Judges hate fraud. What about alimony? After that recording? Not a chance. She might even owe you for legal fees. Too good to be true. But I'd take it. Valerie moved out Thursday. Well, her mom Beverly helped her pack while shooting me death glares. You're destroying her life, Beverly hissed while loading boxes. She destroyed our marriage. I'm just cleaning up. She made one mistake. She made 6 weeks of calculated mistakes. Big difference. Beverly turned to face me fully. You're a cold, heartless man. Valerie gave you the best years of her life. Valerie gave me 14 years of lies. Take her stuff and leave. They left around 6 p.m. House felt empty. Weird to be alone after so long. Found a note on the kitchen counter after they left. You'll regret this, I promise. Took a photo and sent it to Garrison. He replied, document everything. She's spiraling. Final update. Mediation was scheduled for 3 weeks later, required before we could go to full divorce trial. Mediator was a retired judge named Harold Kemper. Gray beard, grandfatherly vibe, seen it all attitude. All right, folks, let's see if we can resolve this without destroying each other financially. We sat on opposite sides of a conference table, me and Garrison on one side, Valerie and Miss Hartley on the other. Valerie looked rough, weight loss, dark circles under her eyes. Part of me felt bad, small part. Mr. Kemper reviewed the case file. Took him about 10 minutes. His expression barely changed. Mrs. Reeves, I've reviewed the recording. Do you dispute its authenticity? No, but... And Dr. Morrison's statement, do you dispute that? He's taking things out of context. Ma'am, he states that you explicitly told him you were using therapy as a litigation tactic. That's not context. That's confession. Miss Hartley jumped in. Mr. Kemper, my client was under extreme emotional distress. Your client was committing fraud. Let's not dance around it. Valerie started crying. Real tears this time, I think. I just wanted to save our marriage. Derek gave up. He stopped trying. By your own admission, Mr. Kemper said gently but firmly, you told your attorney you didn't care about fixing the relationship. You wanted the house equity. Those were your words. I didn't mean them. Mrs. Reeves, I've mediated 300+ divorces. When someone says explicitly what they want and how they plan to get it, they usually mean it. Silence. Valerie's tears kept flowing, but she looked defeated. Mr. Kemper looked at me. Mr. Reeves, what are you seeking? The house. She takes half the savings, about $85K. She keeps her car, her personal items, her retirement account. No alimony. Clean break. That's less than half the marital assets, Miss Hartley protested. The house equity would normally make it even, Garrison said. But given the fraud, we believe Mr. Reeves deserves compensation. Compensation? For what? 6 weeks of paid therapy that was a complete sham, emotional distress, filing fees for the frivolous restraining order. Mr. Kemper nodded slowly. Mrs. Reeves, here's the reality. If this goes to trial, Judge Holloway will hear that recording. She'll hear Dr. Morrison testify. She already denied your restraining order. You're not winning the house. You might not even get half the savings. Valerie looked at Miss Hartley desperately. Miss Hartley sighed. The recording is problematic. It's disqualifying, Mr. Kemper corrected. Mrs. Reeves, take the offer. Walk away with $85 and rebuild, or gamble in court and potentially leave with nothing. Valerie stared at the table for maybe 3 minutes. Felt like an hour. Fine, I'll take it. Smart choice, Mr. Kemper said. Papers were drawn up that week. Valerie signed without ceremony. No final confrontation, no dramatic speech, just signatures and legal stamps. The divorce was finalized a month later. I kept the house. She got $85, her car, her retirement account, no alimony. She had to pay her own legal fees. Mr. Hartley had billed her close to $18 by the end. Heard through mutual friends that Valerie moved across the state. Living with Trevor now, apparently. They're renting a small apartment. Her mom, Beverly, tells anyone who'll listen that I stole everything from her daughter. The friends who believe that weren't worth keeping anyway. The house feels different now, quieter. I've started remodeling the kitchen, something Valerie always vetoed. Painted the bedroom a color I actually like. Small reclamations. Dr. Morrison sent a card apologizing for the situation, said he should have spotted the manipulation sooner. I wrote back thanking him for testifying. Can't imagine that was fun for him. Garrison framed the recording. No joke. He printed out the audio waveform and hung it in his office. The therapy confession case, he calls it. Says it's his favorite win of the year. Some people ask if I regret recording her. Honest answer? No. She was planning to rob me blind while pretending to save our marriage. The recording just exposed what was already true. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Did I lose something? Yeah. 14 years of a life I thought was real. Found out it was just convenient for her, until it wasn't. But I kept my house, my self-respect, my sanity. That's worth more than any settlement.